What is up, guys? Cajun here, and today we're back with the 1.26 patch notes. They're out, they're pretty cool, and yeah, let's just get into it. Alright, so first thing we see, 1.26 patch notes. 1.26 is now in beta on Android and iOS, so if you want to get that, link should be down below if I remember to put it, because I never do. Just ask for it in the comments, so yeah. First things first, addressing the Super 90. With the latest update, 1.25, we released the new weapon balance changes. We've heard feedback regarding shotguns. One is taking the focus as being overpowered and overused under certain situations, primarily close to medium-range gunfights. Shotguns have been challenging to balance over the years. They can fall into extremes either overpowered or overlooked entirely. We've chosen to rebalance Super 90 by returning some of its stats to a previous state. We will continue to work on future meta improvements addressing valid concerns. Okay. Effective range has been reduced from 8 to 5, so that's the range where it will start to not be as effective. It's been lowered quite a bit from 8, units to 5 units, so that's a pretty big distance right there. Armor penetration has been reduced from medium back to low. I don't know if I like that much. I would rather it keep it at medium. Especially since they're keeping the reduced fire rate of 240. I don't really know how I like that armor penetration. You know, I would either want the effective range to be higher and then, you know, put armor pen down to low, or keep that range shorter and keep the armor penetration back to medium. So I don't know how I like this change. I'm gonna have to play around with it and play with Super 90 and see how it will do. But I think the most pressing issue with the Super 90 was the range. You know, it had the nickname the Sniper 90, so I think that was the main issue and the main problem with people, that the Super 90, the main problem that people using the Super 90 or complaining about the Super 90 had. That was a weird sentence. Anyway, so up next, gameplay visibility update. Our goal, a straightforward one, improving the gameplay and visual feedback experience of all players, no matter which device you're playing the game on, so that everyone plays on the same rules. We want everyone to enjoy our gameplay, weapons, view models, muzzle flash, bullet tracers, and overall visual feedback the way it was meant to be played. An ambitious goal of providing the best competitive FPS experience on mobile. Over the past months, we spent a lot of time researching, talking to the community, and exploring various aspects of gameplay visibility, advantages and disadvantages, testing between what looks cool and what is functional to create a level playing field for all devices to compete. So gameplay experience moving forward, we're already addressing many discovered legacy issues outside of the scope of this release. Key visual and gameplay matters like peeker's advantage, crouch abuse, odd-looking fingers, odd-looking fingers, roach, that's you, random weapon shakiness, and character visibility are being looked into carefully, to name a few. If you notice your favorite weapons or animations having clipping issues, report them with video clip and explanation using our support channels. Thank you. So that's basically just looking better. I know Roach has talked about the thumb looks broken on the remix animation or some type of animation for like a year or two now. Roach, you must be so happy that they're finally saying yes. We know, we see it. We're looking into it. Don't murder us, please. So yeah, that's a big one. At least for Roach and at least for me too. Like, yeah, those have been, you know, kind of weird, but it's not a pressing game issue that they needed to do right away. But you know, now they're doing it, and so that's cool. Other visual improvements. So the main visual improvements, weapon view model positions. All weapon positions were carefully adjusted, showcasing the weapon in a way that helps your eyes line up with the crosshair. Jesus, I can't talk today. Depending on your device aspect ratio, we have a perspective correction, keeping the visible game area as close to the same as possible on all devices. All first-person animations were adjusted. The goal was to showcase each weapon animation as intended on different display aspect ratios, while keeping the visible area equal. Reason for the more centralized view model was to provide balanced gameplay across the device pool. So there's some pictures here. I'm going to put them on screen. I will also be making a video comparing each weapon. So I just finished recording the 1.26 the 1.25 versions of all the knives, the guns, their pull-out animations, their their shooting animations, their reload and inspect animations, all that. That'll be in a video by itself. Also, something that's going to be in a video by itself, maybe I don't know. I kind of want to do it at the same time, but the FOV screenshots will also be in a video by itself. I'm not certain if I'm just gonna combine the two, because I did, you know, basically it's the same thing with whether it's screenshots or not for the animation and the shooting and the pull-out animation video. So I'm gonna think about it. It might be one video, it might be two separate videos. I don't know, but we'll see. Anyway, here's some examples on the screen right now. They've probably been up for a second already. So those are 4:3 aspect ratio and 20:9 aspect ratio. I believe I have a 16.59 aspect ratio. It's some weird aspect ratio, which is why I always have black bars on my videos. Fun fact. Anyway, so field of view and FOV slider. After a lot of research, heavy testing, and consideration, we have chosen to provide a field of view slider. Health-related issues. This slider allows for a slight peripheral vision adjustment to counter tunnel vision, motion sickness, and dizziness some players might experience on their devices. Adjustment levels are carefully selected and based on health-related testing. Default value is 0. If you experience any motion sickness, try the slider out to find the right perspective value for you and your device. Competitive. Using the slider is considered a personal preference. Any value the slider allows is deemed to be okay within the competitive rules of the game, since everyone has access to the same level of adjustment. This slider does not affect weapon view model size or shape, and we have no plans to provide additional sliders. So there is some pictures here as well. I'll put those up again for 4:3 aspect ratio and 20:9 aspect ratio. I want to make a video about this as well, going through each and every part of the settings. So like 0 FOV, 1 FOV, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, all the way up to 10, I think it goes to. So that might also be in a video. There's a lot of things to make content on for this update, and it's just insane. So yeah. Weapon animations, all first-person animation adjusted to work with the new weapon view model positions. Some weapon animations were recreated from scratch, and some adjusted to suit the new positions. Check these animations out in the game. Here you can see a few before and after examples. So I'll put these videos in on the screen side by side. Yeah, they look pretty cool. They showed these in the dev diary update thing, and yeah, they're pretty cool. The default knife has new animations, so again, I'm going to be making videos on all the default animations, all the animations that I have from, you know, the tier 6 animations. All that's going to be in one video. It'll be later, but for now, you know, enjoy these two. Hope that's close to enough for now. There's going to be a lot of work done, and there's going to be a lot of you know, a lot of content probably from this update that I'm gonna have to do, so yay. Muzzle flash change. The visual is based on a more realistic look that shows a flame coming out of the barrel. Some artistic liberty was taken to optimize it for gameplay purposes to make it less distracting. So this is a good change. This is something I've had a problem with for a while, that the muzzle flash has been too big. I like playing with muzzle flash, however, I feel that sometimes it messes with my aim, and maybe that's because it was too big. I'll have to try this new one and see if there is a difference. But here's again two side-by-side videos, 1.25 and 1.26, and showing the muzzle flashes between the two. I'm excited to see this new muzzle flash, and yeah, cool. Wall impact particle improvements. When shooting at walls and objects, the resulting particle effects have been reduced in size and made more transparent and less performance demanding, so that more players can enjoy the visual effects while not being distracted by them. Close attention was given to the way particles affected character visibility in certain situations where the smoke and dust particles from the bullets hitting the walls covered characters too much. So again, side by side, 1.25 and 1.26. And this, I really don't know as much about. Let me watch them real quick. Alright, so I watched the videos, and there's a little less smoke, and the particle from hitting the wall is a little less what you call it, annoying. Not really annoying, because it was never really annoying, but yeah, it is improved. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Bullet tracers. It is now easier to see bullet tracers while shooting to understand each weapon's spread patterns. The tracer color is always white now, adjusted size and length to work better with the new smoke trail. We're working on further improvements already and look forward to introducing those in future updates. So, let me see real quick. So yes, they did remove the indicator that shows that you're running out of ammo, which I'm kind of sad about, because that was actually a pretty cool change, and I like that. I hope they bring that back eventually in the future, especially for people playing at low opacity. While we can't pick certain things to not have the HUD opacity go to, that was something that really helped show you how much ammo you have. So I don't know how I like this change. I do like that the tracers are now easier to see and that they're smaller and stuff like that. But I really wish that the color would change. I wish that aspect was still in there. But anyway. Bullet smoke trails. Bullet trails now show bullet trajectory more accurately and is easier to see each individual trail. Smoke trails from bullets also been optimized for size and gameplay visibility. So again, kind of the same thing with the tracers and stuff. They're easier to see where they're going and stuff like that. Bullet impact holes. Adjusted the size of bullet holes on walls and various surfaces to be 5 to 15% smaller. So that's cool too. First person character arm improvements. The breach arms were replaced with holy shit. The breach arms were replaced entirely with new ones. We're already working on additional improvements to the shape and textures of coalition arms. So that's cool. There's a little picture here that shows what they look like now and what the sleeves look like and everything. So that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Gameplay experience improvements. Movement, crouch, and weapon bobbing. General character movement speed has been lowered from 5.3 to 5. Running up ramps no longer slows you down as much. Weapon bobbing has been adjusted to better suit the new view model positions. Bobbing amount is now directly indicated movement speed while crouching, walking, running. Oh, directly indicating movement speed while crouching, walking, and running. Okay. Sorry, I can't read today, guys. Weapon movement while jumping has been reduced based on community feedback. Crouch speed has been adjusted from 0.25 to 0.4 to prevent crouch spamming. So this is something else we tested in the private test program. It was also, there was something added to it that I don't think I can talk about quite yet. That won't be in the update so far as I know, but it did prevent crouch spamming, and I'm glad that this was added. It'll be interesting to see how people do that and how people adjust to that. I've already heard a lot of people in the influencer program complain that, oh, this is going to affect timings and stuff like that. Yeah, it's going to affect timings on maps and stuff, but we've tested it enough that Nigel has fixed stuff concerning that, and yeah. The crouching thing, though, I don't think is going to affect people too much. I think they're just going to affect how good people are, because they crouch spam and they won't be able to do that as much anymore. So, yeah, that'll be something that I put in this video, maybe, hopefully, if I remember. Scope and visual adjustments for all devices. We've balanced the visibility when scoping in with snipers on all devices. Now there's no longer a difference in what players see inside the scope area. I didn't even know that was a thing, to be honest. Adjusting the field of view slider will affect the visibility area a little, depending on your personal FOV preference. There have been no sensitivity changes, but this change might make scoping feel slightly different depending on your device. But now you can be sure everyone sees equally. This change was a must and driven by our goal to balance visibility issues for all devices, so everyone has the same information to compete with each other while sniping. So again, 1.25, 1.25 for 3 aspect ratio, and I guess a longer aspect ratio, and now 1.26 for 3 aspect ratio, long aspect ratio, and you see that they see the same things. You see in the first one, you can't see the bench. In the long aspect ratio, you can't see a lot to the right, and then in 1.26 they all see the same thing. So that is definitely, I didn't even know that was a thing. I didn't even know that 4.3 devices had that sort of advantage thing. But this is cool to see that they're working on this and working on making everything equal, and that they are equal now. I think it's going to be weirder for people on phones to have this sort of difference, because the scope is not scoped in as much, it's scoped back a little bit, so you might feel slower. So I'm curious to try that and see how it feels different, if it feels different and stuff like that. Third-person character model visibility. Character model variations were reduced to enforce a coherent gameplay look of both factions. This should help give both factions identifiable outlines and help you identify enemies easier. Jesus Christ. Character scale has been decreased a little to fix issues related to crouching and standing. Old scale caused many gameplay-related peeking and head glitch issues since the third-person view did not fully match with the first-person view. These have been addressed and work on future improvements. Continue player character colliders improvements. Okay. Yes. Player collider has been adjusted, which should reduce the situations where characters clip inside walls or other objects. We'll continue to improve this even more in the future updates. So there's a lot of pictures here. The first one shows 1.25. You see the breach near the balcony, and then it shows 1.26. He's a little darker. You can actually see him now. Still a little bit blended in, but you can actually see him. And then from the enemy's perspective, 1.25, you see the guy on the wall, and he's a little bit brighter now. So yeah, cool. The second picture shows that same thing on 4.3 aspect. So boom, boom, but this time with counter-terrorist or coalition models. Sorry, he's along the white, window thing, and then the next one he's a bit brighter blue, and then same thing along that wall in front the balcony, dark, and then a little bit darker, I guess. I don't really see a difference there. Maybe it's a lot more noticeable in game, and then I'll put the other two up real quick. I'm sure it's a lot more noticeable in game, but I can't tell that from the pictures. There is a slight change. It's whatever. Player character collider improvements. Player collider has been adjusted, which should reduce the situation where characters clip inside walls or other objects. We will continue to improve this even more in the future updates. So there's a picture here. It shows 1.24, 1.25, or 1.25 and 1.26. The first one in Bureau, where it shows his head is in the wall and the gun is in the wall. The gun is still in the wall, it looks like. I don't know if he's speaking to the left or to the right, but his head is not. His head is back a little bit more. And then 1.25, 1.26, you can see the gun is clipping through the wall. The gun is still clipping through the wall in this, but his head is back. So I'm hoping they're changing something that's kind of Peeker's advantage too. They said they are. I don't know. Anyway, Kevlar impact indicator. When a player with active Kevlar is hit, then a blue/white effect particle as well as blood particles will appear. This will help better visualize enemies with Kevlar. So again, here's that video from the dev update and from the patch notes. Again, pretty good change, pretty cool change, especially with people with, maybe, well, I guess this isn't really an accessibility thing as much as I thought, but this will definitely help teammates be like, oh, they have Kevlar, they were able to buy it, stuff like that. Utility landing particle and trail improvements. Frag, smoke, and flashbang trails have been optimized and made thinner. Each utility trail now has its own unique color. I thought that was a thing already, but cool. Utility throw bouncing and landing accuracy has been improved. See video examples. Here you go. And so, yeah, just thinner trails, apparently. New colors and stuff like that. And they actually land. I'll put the circles, in the 1.25 example where it explodes and where it lands. And then show the difference that way. Oh God. Enforcing peeking rules. we have had a long-standing side effect that prevented a real peeker's advantage because of how the first-person perspective and our third-person character models were configured. We have improved peeking corners overall, but there can still be situations where we have room to improve. So, how to peek an enemy, the ostrich effect. So if the enemy is here and you're here, you're at a different angle than the enemy. It's bad. You want to be further away so you can get that thing. Don't be an ostrich. So don't be close to the wall. And yeah, I really don't know how to judge that diagram. These issues are complicated because of how many things contribute to them and how much testing they require. We will continue to improve peeking and other gameplay aspects in future updates. So, I guess this is a 1.25, 1.26 thing. I'm not sure. Oh, yeah. Okay, so in these screenshots, you see that the player behind the doors can't be seen by the coalition, but the breach can see the coalition clearly. Again, here, the breach player along can see the coalition player clearly, where the coalition player cannot see the breach player clearly. So I'm thinking that it's saying hold your angles further away so that you could get the advantage. I still don't know that graph or that diagram or whatever. So again, it shows here coalition player can see and the breach player cannot, and you know, the breach win. So we're also enforcing the head down crouch peeking rule more heavily that many players might not know about. When you crouch, you have to look down or you might expose your head to your enemy. This one takes some thinking and skill to master, so take your time to learn it. So I've been doing this for a while because, you know, I noticed that, hey, if I crouch my head down, it actually goes down, unlike the old models where it didn't used to. So whenever you're behind barrels, you know, make sure your head is down so that you won't get seen and stuff like that. And if you're hiding in a corner and want to hide until the breach come on site to plant the bomb, put your head down so you don't get seen. Frequently asked questions: why field of view FOV slider? During the view model development, we realized an inherent issue that has to do with motion sickness, tunnel vision, and eye soreness. This is why the decision was made to provide a slider that allows for slight adjustment between values that have been deemed competitively viable by us. I said it right and I still choked up on my words. Cajun, just read. We take our players' health seriously and recommend players experiencing eye soreness to take breaks to rest their eyes and experiment with the slider to find a good setting for you and your device. Why no left-hand view models? This is something that was outside of the scope this time. We are exploring the idea more research is needed in terms of gameplay and animation visibility in our game. Peeker's advantage? Peeker's advantage is one of the core gameplay rules of the game. We're focusing on improving this aspect of the game as we aim to improve gameplay and address legacy issues. Developers' comments. With this update, we wanted to address a lot of visibility and core gameplay issues. We wanted to remind everyone that there are a lot more changes related to view models, gun animations, and other details like map angles that are best experienced in the game, so join our beta to experience these changes early. We hope you all join in early to test these changes. We look forward to bringing you an even more similar, coherent, and competitive gameplay experience in the future updates. New data for Intel page. The website will have a new Intel section shortly, and the information released in 1.25 in this post will be added there. Developers' comments is part of our goal to be more transparent and provide all of our players the tools to master critical ops. We're providing data shortly on our website. This includes things like weapon animation speeds and important map details, as well as other gameplay intel. Map updates. We're still not done, boys. This is a long video. Grounded. All containers are now taller and some are slightly repositioned and or rotated. This is to reduce unintended sight lines. Both bomb sites are now boxes instead of radii. So instead of circular bomb sites, they're box bomb sites. For both sites, it means there's more space to plant the bomb. Slightly reduced overall height of the luggage belt in B mid. Carpet floors now actually create carpet floor footstep sounds. Lighting updated, overall more brightness. Soar slightly adjusted the tables and chairs. This will remove some sight lines that were considered too advantageous. Small desks are now penetrable, fix several bomb stuck spots. Legacy. Bar is now wider and easier to maneuver. Statue pedestals are slightly changed and are now penetrable. For example, it will now be harder to hold angles to glass since bullets will go through. So I thought this was added last update, and I've been saying, yo, you could shoot through statues now, because we tested it in PTP, and I was like, you can shoot through the statues now. And I've been telling people so long, but now the statues are actually penetrable. So big statues are now penetrable. Various asset optimizations to slightly enhance performance. Gallery, again, big statues are now penetrable. Developers' comments: the main reason for these map updates are to support some of the other changes mentioned earlier. Fortunately, there was also some room to address some of the pain points in certain maps, such as Grounded and Legacy. We're still working very hard to make sure that all 20 maps are as bug-free as possible and enhance the gameplay as best as possible. For some maps that might have been in the game for some time, this takes more work to pull off, but we are seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with only 2 maps remaining to get a full rework. That said, these updates for Grounded are considered as smaller adjustments to cater for the major changes we will have in this update. If you happen to encounter some map bugs, then feel free to reach out to our support and report with videos, screenshots of the issue. Bomb planting button. We're still not done, boys. We're still not done. Bomb planting button. Move the bomb button. It is no longer tied to the shoot button. Bomb button is no longer shown outside of a bomb area. The bomb is not required to be equipped via the weapon wheel to start planting it. Tap and hold the bomb button to quickly switch to the bomb and start planting. Bear in mind that planting the bomb via equipping it from the weapon wheel is still available. So if you do want to take it out and then press the shoot button, I'm guessing that is a thing that you could still do. But it will be easier to just, you know, put the button. So yeah. Developers' comments: we often see how confusing planting the bomb can be to those who play C-Ops for the first time, leading to frustrating situations to the new player and the more experienced teammates in bomb-based game modes. To enhance our new and older player experience, bomb planting is now more precise and more convenient. Again, we're still not done, boys. Ranked menu changes. The party invitation menu has been reworked, bringing in improvements and more accessible party interactions, in addition to displaying more user-related ranking information such as rating. Party leadership interactions, past leadership, kick member, and leave party moved into party invitation menu. You no longer need to go to each party member's profile to manage your party. So that's going to be interesting to see what that's going to be like. That's new. I haven't seen that before. So hopefully there's a screenshot of that. Oh yeah, so invite to party. You have the active party. Here, I'll put it up on the screen. You have the active party, and then you have your friends, clan members that are on and stuff. Cool, and it's a calculating rating for unranked. That's pretty cool. All party members can now access the party invitation menu even when the party is full. Huh? I'm confused on that. Oh, so you don't... Okay, I'm thinking this is something to where you don't have to pass leadership for people to invite. Anyone can invite now. That is a good change. That is a really good change, and I'm excited for that. Add and improve user ranked information displayed in player profile. This information is also visible in party invitation menu. So I'm guessing that's the rating part. No other stats are put, so yeah, the rating. Added a warning to the rank button and party invitation menu whenever party member skill is too far apart. So that will also be cool and clear and more communicated. This is a great change. This is a sick change that really needed to happen. So yeah, I'm pumped for that. Developers' comments: in Ranked Season 4, we introduced a few restrictions to our matchmaking that unfortunately caused some confusion. Our players had no clue who they could or could not play against, and the same is applied for who they could or could not party with. For Ranked Season 5, we committed to improving communication regarding these restrictions and how player ranked information is shown in-game. So also, I completely didn't think of this. It'll also show rating when you look at players' ranks in-game. So when you're looking through your enemy team's rank, it'll show the ratings as well. That'll be pretty cool. And then, bro, this will make matchmaking even more clear, because then if you really want, you can add up everyone's rating, average it, average your team's rating, boom, and you can see that it's close in rating. Oh my god, CF have outdone themselves with this. That's insane. That's insane. Okay. Can we matchmaking is bad. But it takes the average of everyone's. No, matchmaking is bad. Well, bet. Show me who you were ranking with. I'll average it out for you, and boom, you get proof that it's averaged. Damn, so good. Matchmaking improvements. Iron and Elite Ops ranks will now find matches faster and closer to their respective ranks in the ranked game mode. We noticed that Iron and Elite Ops ranks were often playing against each other due to the play against anyone pop-up. This is a pop-up that is displayed once you're in a queue for too long. If the party leader accepted the option, it would allow the party to play against all ranks without restrictions. These two ranks will find matches faster and closer to their ranks before the pop-up is displayed with a few tweaks. Finally, a new event is approaching. For 2021, we chose to create something fresh that inherited the Wild West-inspired theme used in the Armory events. This is how we came up with an ambitious goal of creating an entirely new kind of event experience in Critical Ops. Remember this one? Look carefully. And it's the join the conversation thing, hashtag Critical Ops, hashtag the lone wolf. So something was added, it seems, and if we look close, you see the wolf. You see the wolf. I don't think there's anything else in here, but Raid is burning. Raid is very much burning, and I guess Brewery too. The whole thing is burning. It's all on fire. No more beer for us. Can we get an F in chat for everyone? So, yeah, guys, this was this was a pretty big video. 22 minutes on this recording. I know 10 minutes on the other one, and about 3 minutes on the second part. So a good 40-minute patch note video. I might split it up into 2 parts. I'm not sure. I have to, go and edit everything and add all this stuff. I might just make one big, update extravaganza video or some stupid thing like that. I don't know. But anyway, let me know what you guys are most excited about in this update. There's so much that is in these patch notes. It's insane. This is a huge update for Critical Ops, and this is, bringing the game just to a higher step and a higher level competitively. So I'm just excited for this. Let me know what you guys think of the update in its entirety. Your favorite part, again. Let me know what you guys think that the new event is going to be. And yeah, I'm really excited, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.